In this MenuMasters Spotlight episode, Stacey Bayless, a contributing editor for Nation's Restaurant News, joins Chef John Currence in the kitchen of Big Bad Breakfast, his fast-growing restaurant chain. Chef Currence is at work creating their made-from-scratch biscuits while the two discuss menu innovation, leadership, and restaurant growth. MenuMasters Spotlight is brought to you by Ventura Foods. Together, we make food extraordinary.
I'm Stacey Bayless. I'm here in Oxford, Mississippi in the prep kitchen for Big Bad Breakfast, and I'm with Chef John Currence, who is chef owner of an amazing restaurant group. You've been in Oxford for how long now?
Going on 32 years.
32 years. So you talk about for Big Bad Breakfast, everything is from scratch. You're making your own jams and jellies. We're seeing the biscuits come together here. That happens every day. You now have coming up on 20 Big Bad Breakfasts.
Yeah.
At what point in the scalability did you have to think about, I'm developing a chain here?
Strangely enough, it was down the road into it. I mean, I think early on when we decided to do it, it did cross my mind that, it was basically a chain pursuit that we were going after. But, my thought was that if I kept the stores as unique as I possibly could, gave each one its own personality, that we could escape really, being considered a chain. While we are a chain, that we really do try to reflect the sensibilities of the communities that we're in.
One of the things that is always impressive to me is when you go, it isn't cookie cutter. There are dishes on the menu at each spot that reflect regional foodways and regional and local products and produce. So you get some things that are standard on the menu that are familiar old favorites, but also there's always going to be something new and different that feels very local. How hard is it to manage that across now almost 20 locations?
Well, that part isn't really that hard because we develop those dishes uniquely to each store, and that's typically 2 to maybe 3 dishes on the menu, which isn't a huge percentage. And so when we open, as we train those dishes, to the staff as we open, I mean, they just learn them, like they're learning anything else. And so that part is not that hard. Dreaming the things up is, it gives me the ability, as somebody who came up as a chef, to continue creating new dishes that, I can pick apart the communities that we're in and, find the things that are significant there.
So how do you handle menu innovation differently between your one-offs and Big Bad Breakfast?
Well, I hire incredibly talented people in the form of my chefs and sous chefs, and I give them a lot of free reign to do what they want. And my philosophy has always been, from a cooking standpoint, that I'm not cooking for me, I'm cooking for you.
How do you what's important to you about how you run your kitchens?
Well, I want them to be as comfortable, as possible for people to work in. Now when we are, designing and building kitchens and restaurants, we're much more thoughtful, about what does it feel like for our employees. I'd say the next thing is just, what does the quality of life look like for the guys that come to work every day, and that's the that's the thing that we never stop thinking about or talking about.
How do you approach those sorts of things, mentorship, team leadership?
Well, I mean, I now have to. I mean, a majority of my time is spent working with, my brand level team and talking about, what does our training look like? How can we improve training and make it more understandable to people? And so I'm now having to take, rather than, my comfort level, which is, is at sea level, I'm now having to look from 25,000 feet, where there are 2 layers of people between me, maybe, and the guys who are working hourly. It's me basically continuing to have to learn, how to run a chain when, I'm a trained burger flipper, right? And it's enormously exhilarating because there's nothing that I love more than to learn. but there's also no playbook for this, right? There's absolutely nothing out there to tell you with, with any kind of of expertise and, sort of simple recipe for how to build a chain. And so because we have so many, pieces of it that are personal to us, and I think, what will make us successful in the long run, we really do have to give everything that much more thought all the time so that we can stay true to who we are. Because at the end of the day, this is a concept that's really built around our personality and a dedication to an idea that we believe is important. And I just want people to come and have a wonderful experience. And that's why we say all the time, strangely, the food part of what we do is the easiest bit, right? We can train anybody how to make food. The tough part is carrying our culture forward in the front of the house, in the back of the house, treating people kindly, treating our guests like they're special. It's we say all the time that it's our culture that sets us apart. The food's not necessarily the most important part of their experience. They want to be treated well. They want to be treated kindly. They want to feel like they're part of something when they come in. And so that's where we work harder every day than anywhere else in the brand. And it's funny as a chef to say that, because you would think, as a chef, you go, well, of course the food is the most important part of this experience. And it's not. It's not insignificant, but the way that we make you feel when you come to eat with us is the most important part of what we do every day. And without it, we're just another run-of-the-mill breakfast joint.
Well, I think the thing that's amazing is that there's so much focus on that true, genuine definition of hospitality, and it is reflected in all of your restaurants and certainly here at Big Bad Breakfast. John, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. It's always a treat.
Kidding me? I love it when you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Stacey Bayless for Nation's Restaurant News. Thanks for watching.